It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Ain't no way to stop it when a nigga poppin'. Pull up, start a problem, I got plenty options. Homies from the project, we the trending topic. I got bennies in my wallet, fuck your Benny. All these rap niggas on my job. I just went platinum on my block. Fuck all them captions, bitch, I'm the captain. Feel like a chaplain on my dog. Shit get crackin', I'm in your top. Fifth in fashion, I just got stock. Got my little homie try that. Loan under Mac 10, about to shoot a bird, I don't roll with no flock. I don't punch no clock, nigga, entrepreneur. I was just poor, now I got power to pull. Pulling your hoe, pulling the top of the pool. I got a tower of jewels, better not choke. I got the top of the core, the chopper juke, I got your core. I don't know, so I got the treatment like I suck a board. They want me on top of the fours. Fuck, nigga, I don't fuck with you. Ain't no drug dealer, blood, nigga. Clean as a tuss, nigga, the fib in the tub, nigga. I made my all-star team this year, you suffer as a truck, nigga. You talking all about some beef and bought a truck, nigga. I can make a taco in a pothole. Grew up rockin' Paco, nigga, feeling like a chapo. Chickens in the coop, pour your local book a motto. Call me Pablo, bitch, I'm hotter than Poblano. Pressing buttons in the console, oh man. Ain't no way to stop it when a nigga poppin'. Pull up, start a problem, I got plenty options. Homies from the project, we the trending topic. I got bennies in my wallet, fuck your Bennyana.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. In this video, hey man, the Nicki Minaj saga continues, as if anybody is surprised, right? So, with this situation, we have Nicki Minaj coming at Keyshia Ka'oir. If you don't know who Keyshia Ka'oir is, that's Gucci Mane's wife. She's been with him for a very long time, held him down while he was in prison, still there, kept his business alive, helped him make money, you know, to where he came home to more money than he had when he left. The whole shit, right? So recently, Gucci Mane and Keyshia Ka'oir did an interview up at the Breakfast Club where they're talking about Gucci Mane's diagnosis of schizophrenia and, you know, his episodes that he goes through and some of the outbursts that he's done in the past on social media, lashing out at the likes of a Nicki Minaj, a Drake, and others, right? Many others, by the way. And in the interview, she also talked about, you know, how she helps him deal with his episodes in terms of basically keeping him off of social media when he wants to, or I won't even say wants to, but when he's unable to like control some of his impulses, and she pays attention to the signs of him being in an episode to where he can't get out here and embarrass himself, damage his brand, or, you know, put out something that doesn't need to be online in the news cycle, right? Because unfortunately, there's so many stars that have undiagnosed mental health issues, undiagnosed traumas that they're dealing with. And we see these people lashing out and causing scenes and doing a lot of weird stuff that we otherwise would just look at and laugh. But we don't really know what the source is behind everything, right? So as they talked about that on the Breakfast Club, and I think they also talked about Gucci's legacy as it pertains to other artists in the industry that have, you know, either come through him, come up with him. And Nicki Minaj's name came up in that conversation as well. And Keyshia Ka'oir was basically just letting it be known that she wishes more artists would actually speak to the impact that Gucci Mane had in their career and ultimately their lives, coming through the ranks with him or getting those early cosigns, studio time. In Nicki's and French Montana's case, they were artists from New York that weren't being accepted in New York. They came down to Atlanta, got with Gucci and Deb, and then they went out and toured, you know, and got on the road and hit these southern cities and states where they got a lot of their early support by linking with Gucci. And they go on to do other things in their career, but don't necessarily always give Gucci, and even Deb, the shout outs or the credit or those different things. Now, of course, we know that Nicki Minaj still works with Deb, which is Waka's mom. They had fallen out for many years, but as of last year, Deb was touring with Nicki for a stint on the Pink Friday 2 Gag City tour. And they rehashed things. And we definitely knew about it because Deb started doing interviews letting it be known that she was working with Nicki again. So although she's rekindled the relationship with Deb, she still doesn't really speak on Gucci, right? So there's that. And it was a little piece, not the focal point of the interview, but a piece nonetheless. And I guess these conversations woke up Nicki Minaj. She decided to come out and jump on Keyshia. All right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play some of what Keyshia said about the whole schizophrenia thing, because there's also a conversation going on social media around Nicki Minaj in that vein. You got to blame Tasha K for that. You know, she's in constant contact with Nicki at this point. She's kind of trying to be Nicki's personal messenger. And she went on Spaces and said that there's some doctors out there that are trying to diagnose Nicki with schizophrenia or bipolar disorder or different things. And she even talked about the prospect of somebody out there wanting Nicki to be put into a conservatorship, right? So all of these little conversations have now jumbled into one, and it's a fucking clusterfuck. So I'm gonna try to, just put it all in this video, okay? So first, let me get to the audio from The Breakfast Club. And this is Keyshia K'R and Gucci Mane talking about his battle with schizophrenia.
For you, what was it like just trying to protect the business that you guys have built while
I have a
he's
system.
personally...
I take his apps off his phone. First thing I do, I delete Instagram. I delete everything. Even if I got to change his password, I'm changing it because I don't need the public to know he's having an episode. You realize you'd never know about any other episodes since September 13th because I control that. Because you're not going on Instagram, you're not going on Twitter, it's deleted. And I just control everything at home. And now before the episodes come, I catch it. So that's why he hasn't had another one. And how you catch that is he doesn't speak to you. He wants to be left alone. He don't eat. He does not sleep. Text messages, there's a period after each word. And I'm like, you're going through an episode. You're sick. No, I'm not. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Why do you think that? You're not speaking to me. Well, there's nothing to talk about. I said, well, that's not how you speak to your wife. And I'm like, you're sick. And we snap out of it right then.
Wow. We heard Kim this week say how Kanye just used to give away their cars and stuff when he would go through episodes. And in the book, you talk about
I did that.
You just used to be giving away stuff.
I gave away jewelry.
Money.
And
Jewelry
money,
cost so
yeah.
much.
Money.
You know how much it costs for jewelry? Like,
Yeah.
I would give my friends jewelry, and like they know I went well, they'll take it.
Damn.
They take
That's why,
advantage of you.
I felt like, damn, they know something's going on with me, but they'll take it. So it's like, when I got out of jail, like I cut off all my friends, my old friends. 'Cause I'm like, damn, they were taking advantage.
I wonder what the psychology is behind that. Like, why when you going through an episode, you feel
Give away money, and I don't know.
You don't care
You're not
about
in your
nothing.
mind. Because the money it's not, you kind of like in a warped world. It's almost like, it's a psychosis, you know what I'm saying? It's not, you dealing with stuff like, you hearing voices.
Yeah, they have voices.
And you hearing voices too, like, it's telling you to, you might think that Charlamagne I might think that you trying to fight me, you ain't even did nothing. We be like, bro, I ain't did nothing to you, what's wrong with you? Like, I'll be like, trying to fight you, Charlamagne, like, you did this, you know what you did? You stole something from me. And you be like, bro, I ain't stole nothing from you. But in my mind, I'm like, it's the truth. So that's what I used to deal with.
How did therapy and the self-work change your relationship with anger? And like, do you still wrestle with that same inner voice that you talk about throughout the book?
I don't. I don't. It's like I seen a therapist. I gotta start taking medicine that prescribed for me, what she thought, and it worked. And I haven't had any other problems.
I always wondered when people have episodes, what sparks it, right? Do you know what sparked the episodes?
I think drug use
Stress,
and stress,
non-sleeping.
not sleeping combined. It wasn't just like, okay, I drank the lean. It was also I'm drinking lean, and I had like 5 or 6 charges, open cases. So I was so stressed out. So, I'm going to the studio and work. I got all these artists. I'm steady working hard. You know what I'm saying? So from the outside looking in, you'll think that I'm not fazed about it. But it's almost like I pushed the cases out my mind. You see what I'm saying? But it's still a stress. But I'm just not dealing with it. I'm not talking about it. I'm just like acting like it's never gonna happen. Like court not gonna never happen. But that's a big stress. And I'm steady drinking lean, smoking weed, taking pills to kind of numb that. And then one day it's just like the straw that break the camel back. Boom, now my mind can't take it. When I had the episode in 2019, 2020, it was COVID. That really just messed me up. And then another thing what triggered the episode was I got my teeth done and they put me under anesthesia and the drugs messed me up when I came from under anesthesia. I was having an episode, flipping out. And I'm like, damn, I ain't even doing, I could understand that. You know what I'm saying? So even if I go, it's like, damn, I never thought that would be a trigger. But that was a trigger. So it could be a multitude of things.
Gotcha.
All right. So that is Gucci Mane and his wife, Keyshia Ka'oir, talking about his battles with schizophrenia, how they deal with his manic episodes, and how she mitigates the situation to where it doesn't make its way to the public. It's something that they can deal with privately, right? And all the different triggers, and he's talking about he's hearing voices, people that he really ain't got no problem with. He starts having a problem with, like, yo, you know what you did, or you stole from me, or you said something, and the people he's talking to, like, bro, what you talking about, right? So this was going around at the very same time that Tasha K was coming out speaking on alleged doctors that are trying to diagnose Nicki Minaj with the same thing, right? So when Nicki Minaj the other day was talking about some doctor who was hired by somebody that's going into a RICO and stole money, I'm guessing she means they stole money as in there's a doctor that she's been seeing that's trying to evaluate her for mental illness or different diagnosis of, different things. And I'm guessing she believes that they're giving her an incorrect analysis of what's going on. And she believes that this doctor, I guess, was hired by Roc Nation. I can't put that in her mouth, but she's been blaming Roc Nation for everything. So I would assume she's talking about them being involved in all of these alleged infractions that are making her life fucked up, right? So all of this is going on. Let me play the Tasha K thing real quick. We're not going to spend a lot of time with her. So here's the audio of that.
And that's another issue too. Y'all got to think, like, when Nikki wasn't married and there was opportunity to get, when you think about doctors, and that's another thing that we're going to be unwinding here in the days to come, or maybe even weeks to come. So just stay tuned for all of this. But like, I asked a question, I think it was last night, and I was like, hey, what do all these people have in common? Michael Jackson and all of them, and they have doctors, and these doctors, diagnose them with certain things. Kanye West. I mean, it's even happening to Desiree Perez's daughter, Demery, how she had certain doctors pinned aside to try to 5150 her daughter and put her into a conservatorship, according to her daughter. And so this is not something that is like a conspiracy theory. This shit actually happens. But if they're able to separate Nikki and Kenny, that makes Nikki vulnerable because your husband is your power of attorney. Your husband is your signator on all of your accounts in the event anything goes wrong. Michael wasn't married. Britney Spears was married, but of course they control all of that. And so the mere fact that all these narratives are out about Kenny stealing this to buy chains and buy that, that's not what it is. It's like, they got doctors that are giving out these diagnoses saying that she's schizophrenic and bipolar and all of this stuff.
All right. Now, why they chopped it or stopped it there, I don't know. I wish there was a little bit more context there as to what the doctors are saying. But you get the gist of it. She's trying to paint the picture of a Michael Jackson, a Prince, or these other people who may have had illness or mental illness, as they say, who kind of once you separated them or took them out or whatever it is, somebody else was able to come in, swoop in, and take control of their estate, their money, and all of their assets, right? So they're trying to set up this play like Jay-Z and Rock Nation are trying to take down Nicki Minaj, put her in a conservatorship, and basically take everything that she's worked for. Do I believe that to be true? Fuck no, right? But that's the way that they're painting it. I don't know if they're trying to get ahead of something that's in the pipeline of that being a possibility based on what or who, I don't know. But it sounds to me like with Nicki and Tasha talking behind the scenes and Tasha coming out and putting this type of stuff out there, that they're trying to get ahead of something that may come out in the future. And in order to beat whatever story gets put out, they're going ahead and leaving a breadcrumb trail for people to say, well, it's this person or this group of people. All right. Now, let's get to the Gucci and Keyshia part about the folks who came up through Gucci not giving him the credit. And this is where Nicki's name came up specifically.
That's a question. Keyshia, do you wish you were around when I look at Gucci, and if you really think about all the artists that he has touched and could have signed, he could have been bigger than any label out there. If you go through them, we can go from Thug to Waka to the Migos to the list goes on and on and on. Do you think?
Yeah, Waka was signed.
Yeah. Do you think if I was there, I could have helped him build that empire? Because he could have been really like an Atlanta Def Jam.
And absolutely, he had so many artists from back in the day, and because of this, they re-signed with other people or whatever the situation is, and it pisses me off because none of them respects him. Or give him the credit like Gucci signed me. Gucci's the one that got me out the slum. Gucci's the one that changed my life. None of them talks about that. Not one of them.
Does that bother you? Because it's a lot of artists that are multi-platinum that are still selling records that you were the first person to give an opportunity to. We can name the list, but the list goes on and on.
Yep.
I feel like, I had to hold myself accountable. I got locked up. I messed up the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that they don't have to pay me homage. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, that's part of how I was raised and just who I am. I get fulfillment out of helping artists. You know what I'm saying? I was reaching out to them, trying to help them because I saw talent in them.
And not just Southern artists.
No, not just Southern artists. DJs, producers, whatever. That's just like who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to open the door studio. I'm going to bring people in. I'm going to work with the up and coming. That's what I like to do. You get what I'm saying? If it didn't work out the way it did because I got locked up, I got to say, hey, I got myself locked up. I messed that up. But since then, I've been doing well. Since I got out, I've been on been a whole different, everything been going good.
I always wondered, did any of those artists reach out when you were locked up and say, let me help?
No.
Any of those artists? Damn.
Let me say this, though.
Keyshia said nope.
Let me say this. It is still kind of like paying it forward because when I got out, all those artists did come back and do songs with me. You know what I'm saying?
But when you were down, did they help?
They didn't.
Damn.
They don't acknowledge him. He doesn't care or feel that way, but from the outside looking in, they should acknowledge him,
I feel like Gucci gets looked at as a hip hop pillar, though. I feel like I feel like they look. I feel like Gucci gets his just due as an iconic figure in hip hop and all the artists he put on.
No,
but it ain't.
What would you like to see, Keyshia? Like,
I would like all of them, to acknowledge him, even if they win an award. Acknowledge him because he gave you the stomping ground.
Mm-hmm. Most people don't know Nicki Minaj came out of that camp. French Montana came out of that
all
camp.
of
Most
them.
people don't know half those people. We know, but most people don't know that.
Migos, Thug.
Like most people
because they don't say it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's the piece where Nicki's name came up. And you see DJ Envy had to throw that out there. It's not like Keyshia or Gucci threw her name out there specifically. But once her name enters the chat, all bets are off, And as you can see, the dynamic between Keyshia and Gucci, Keyshia as his wife, and look, man, I get it. You know what I mean? It be some shit that I don't be giving a fuck that my wife might be like, nah, nigga, I ain't fucking with that. You gonna have to give me some answers on the status of that, Because men, y'all know what it is. Sometimes we don't be giving a fuck. It's like, hey, man, I ain't worried about that shit, man. Nothing serious because I don't be involved in no shit. But, little things. And your wife gonna back you. Nah, nigga, what's happening with it? But you want your wife, hey, let me handle it. It's all good. I take care of it. Please, just chill. So that's how I kind of see what's happening here. Gucci, like, man, it's cool. I pay it forward. I get joy out of helping artists and stuff like that. But Keyshia, on the other hand, is like, all right, yeah, but where they gonna repay you at? Where's the thank you? If you getting an award, why not just say, hey man, shout out to Gucci for giving me the opportunity. I wouldn't be here. There's a lot of people out there that will give certain people those shout outs at the award shows or on stage or in different instances where they're being recognized. And she's just like, yo, the least y'all could do is that much, right? So then following that is where we get Nicki Minaj popping in. So Nicki proceeds to say, Gucci wife has been trying to be me for years. Been dying for the spotlight for years. She's there to keep Gucci sedated. So now she's alleging that Keyshia Ka'oir is only there to keep him sedated so that she can, have her way with him and his riches. Which, this is the same allegation that Cardi B had for her husband, Kenneth, that she's been denying, but then she turns around and puts that allegation on Keyshia. Interesting. She says, Gucci hates Deborah Anthony. Yeah, that's true. Deb has said that. They don't want Deb around me. She's around me now. I don't think Gucci gives a fuck what Deb is doing today, honestly. At least not in that context. But I'll digress. She says, Charlamagne the fraud, Jay-Z friend and business associate. I see you're not giving Jay-Z a code name anymore. Using iHeartRadio for these disgusting ploys against innocent families. He was around Wendy before her life went to hell. So now Charlamagne is somehow in some way responsible for what Wendy Williams went through, although he was not associated with any of it. As a matter of fact, when she was able to get back on her feet and get herself out of the situation, or at least work towards it, one of the first places she went was to the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne. Anyway, the buck stops here, baby. She says, bookmark this tweet. Y'all really do not understand who I really am. Bring it. Let's play. Y'all wanted attention? Let's do it. LAPD, where's the evidence of my home being swatted with a toddler inside 4 times, guns drawn? And this isn't the first time that Nicki has spoken on her home being swatted, which I don't agree with. I don't think that shit is okay. Cardi has been swatted as well. I don't think that shit is cool. These stands need to chill the fuck out. Anyway, she says, Republic Records, stand up for me any fucking day now. You'll regret it. So she threw Republic into the fray as well and said, y'all, if y'all want to come stand up for me, y'all want to say something, y'all want to do something to come assist me in my alleged issues, it would be welcome. Right? And I do wonder why Republic is interestingly silent in all of this. Like, they haven't released any statements. I thought Atlantic would have came out on behalf of Cardi. I thought Republic would have, or UMG would have came out on behalf of Nicki when they was talking about each other's kids and all that different type of stuff. Like, that was kind of interesting to me. Very remarkable situation where the labels just they trying to act like they don't see anything going on with these artists these days. It's a new day out, this bitch. She then proceeds to post an AI photo of Jay-Z with a Nicki Minaj wig, a crop top, and a queen chain on, saying, I am your karma. With her album date on it, no less, 3/27/26. I told y'all this was all a ploy to market the album. Now you're seeing images, digitally AI-made images of Jay-Z with a Nicki Minaj wig, a queen chain, and her album date on it. Give me a fucking break. She says, sorry to all the aspiring artists, young superstars in the making. Y'all not on the radio being interviewed because the agenda needs to be pushed first. If you can't see what's happening, you may forever be cursed. You're already blind. Now you're cursed too. So now she's saying that young artists are not being interviewed on the radio because the agenda of what or whom, I don't know, but she says needs to be pushed first. I think there's a lot of artists going around getting interviewed, but perhaps she's talking to the ones in New York that can't get on the Breakfast Club specifically, probably. I'm going to skip over the fan tweets. Nicki has always been a very strong, vocal, and intelligent woman. She's always fought for what's right. This is the Nicki I fell in love with and have always known. Anyone saying different just doesn't know her. She says they about to find out. Love you. Another person says, please remember you are seen and heard. Nicki, we are behind you all the way and will not let them do anything to you. She says, oh, baby, I know they won't do anything to me. LOL. My darling, I am the karma for everyone. They've done it too before me. Okay? So she's continuing this thing. LOL. Only a fool would fear them. Can't you see how much their desperation is kicking in? Fret not, my darlings, and fret not and know that I am God, says the Lord. Okay. She comes back. And to be clear, I have no problems with Republic or Universal. Never have and never will. That's what they want. They won't get that. So now she's alluding that they want her to be at odds with the labels that are backing her. She says she is not, and they'll never get that, as much as they would love to see it. She says if guns were drawn on Newsom's house 4 times with a toddler inside, would we know the perpetrator by now? She's talking about Governor Newsom. Probably so. She went on Spaces. I'm going to try to keep this succinct here. The stuff that don't really matter, we're going to skip. Here she says, do you know how many millions of dollars I've paid in California state taxes? Could this have happened in Newsom or Lace Z's home in a gated community over and over? Would TMZ conveniently get in the news before me? I warned Wendy that her evil speech against innocent families would lead to her demise. She didn't listen. I don't miss. So now she's using, once again, Wendy Williams' name as some sort of gotcha. Charlemagne the Bleach. Desiree Perez, Lace Z. She's back to the Lace Z. If only you could see through my crystal ball. What it shows me about your demises are really, really bad. Anyway, and I don't have anything against Newsom. Don't know him to make judgment. I'm using his name here for obvious reasons to make him aware. No disrespect to him. She then shows an AI FBI badge. Federal Bureau of Gag City. Fly barbs of investigation. Wow. She says, if there's a ring of thieves being revealed, we must sway public opinion of the victim quick in order for the victim to not be believed. Because this ring of thieves doesn't just stop at stylists. Oh no. This ring of thieves goes all the way up the pipeline to doctors and more. And here we get another mention of doctor, right? This ain't a meltdown. It's a sacrificial fire alarm. Okay. So now we're in Nicki's anniversary with her husband, Kenneth. I'm not going to speak on that. You know, let them be merry. Now, in the midst of all of this conversation, Nicki Minaj's Instagram page has been deactivated as well. If you go on there and look for her name, the page will no longer come up. We'll see how long it takes before it comes back. Remember, Nicki Minaj has been complaining about IG for some time. At one point, she said that Jay-Z and Roc Nation were, suspending her views, basically making it capped out at a certain amount of people. Don't know their association or affiliation with Instagram to just be able to pinpoint one person who doesn't need to be seen, but she blamed them. So as her anniversary and everything is taking place, she's decided to take it down. Some people may believe that someone had it taken down outside of her power. I can't speak to that. I'm just giving y'all the information. You know what I'm saying? But again, as all of this is taking shape and we have Gucci Mane coming out speaking on his mental diagnosis and his his woes with mental health issues. There's a lot of people that are drawing parallels between them, and they believe that Nicki Minaj is experiencing the same thing, and she's just not ready to acknowledge that this is where she's at mentally at this stage in her life. I don't know that to be a fact. I don't know what she's going through. It does seem that she's in a very interesting place in life. I can't say that I ever predicted that we would be seeing Nicki Minaj in this light 10 years ago. I would have been, shit, I don't know what the fuck I would have said. I wasn't paying very close attention to her. But I didn't expect this, right? Same thing with the likes of a Kanye. Didn't expect that neither. There were signs, but did I expect it? No. So that's what I got for y'all at this point, man. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. Be sure to let me know, how y'all feeling. I know it's probably going to be a lot, but nonetheless, I will see y'all shortly. All right. Much love and respect. Y'all be good out there. Protect yourselves. Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and greats unacknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy calls, consulting for the stacks I built. I had to evolve.